Indu Malhotra is a senior advocate. She was an advocate for the petitioner in this case. Satyapal Jain, who's the chairman of the working legal group and member of the national executive of the BJP. Pandit Ajay Gautam, he's a founder of HumHindu.com, very active in the courts. Brajesh Kalapa of the Congress. Malavika Rajkotia, human rights activist, senior advocate. John Dayal of the All India Christian Council. And Faizur Rahmani, Secretary General of the Islamic Forum for the Promotion of Moderate Thought. Now, you know, John Dayal, I found it surprising there was a representative of the Christian community in that program who said some people like to jump onto the bandwagon of women's rights. How do women's rights become unfashionable and irrelevant when it comes to those people who want to hold on to outdated, illiberal religious thought?
Hello.
You know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. If Christian law or Christian rules or rules that apply to the Christian community or the Muslim community trample over women's rights, I'm sorry, John Dayal, they have no place in a progressive country. Don't try and politicize it. You should actually welcome the change. I'm sure you will.
No, but I agree with you. But I am agreeing with you. Whether it is Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Christianity, or any other religion, if they trample over human rights, then they're not being very religious. And I wonder what Pope Francis would have said to all of you today. I think he would have said the rights of that child, the rights of that woman need compassionate law.
For Christians, the law as per the Guardians and Wards Act
mixes, it is...
No, one second. Just one thing. Please understand. Please understand. One second. One second. For 1 minute. Sir, 1 minute.
I understand.
Sir, let's be very clear tonight. As far as Christians are concerned, the order on guardianship is confined to Christian women, which means that an unwed Christian mother would not be able to assume the guardianship of her own child without issuing prior notice to the father. This actually is an insult on all women. Even if it is something that the Christian community believes in, it should be thrown out. You see, this is the reason why this country needs to have a uniform civil code. I don't know why Malavika Rajkotia, who actually is a human rights activist, seems to disagree with me. Malavika, what's your point of disagreement? Where is your progressive stand now?
Yeah. What you just said with regard to the Guardians and Wards Act.
May I complete my presentation?
No, what's that?
May I complete my presentation?
No, but point is, John Dayal.
May I just say what I want
complete
to say?
Your point. Complete your point.
For 20 years, the Joint Women Program of the Christian Church has been asking for reforms. Mr. Arun Jaitley as Law Minister, Mr. Ram Jethmalani as Law Minister have been stonewalling those reforms.
So have a uniform civil code.
It is the government of
have
India
a uniform civil code.
Mixing religion.
No, why reform one? No, one second.
Why are Dalit Christians?
John Dayal, please understand. John Dayal, please understand. Malavika, before I come to you, what's the point I'm making? I'm making a simple point here. This is one country.
But you
can't have one rule for Christians.
I'm supporting your point.
I am on a broader point. The only solution to all of this,
you can't have one rule for Hindus and one rule for Muslims.
Yeah, so
I entirely agree with you.
So the only way out...
Why do you have different rules for Dalits? One rule for Hindus, one rule for Muslims, one rule for Christians. Please have the same rule.
Exactly.
But tell us what are those rules.
Exactly.
What is the civil code that you want?
Will have...
Tell us.
Exactly.
I asked Mr.
Don't make it a rhetorical point.
20 years ago.
Don't make it a rhetorical point. Don't make it a rhetorical point. The point is you cannot...
It is rhetoric. It is political rhetoric that all of you are saying. We are demanding human rights for all religious minorities.
Mr. Dayal, the point I'm making is it's a 21st century country.
Goswami, sir.
Mr. Dayal, sir, there are other panelists on the debate.
No one is the minority in this country, Arnav.
I am supporting that girl. I am supporting that child.
You can't selectively support anyone.
I am supporting Vikramjit Sen.
1 second. Please understand.
I am supporting all of them.
I find it very surprising.
But I am asking the government to tell us what is a...
John Dayal, now you made your presentation fairly long, and now it's Malavika Rajkotia's turn. I find it strange that a human rights activist like Malavika Rajkotia does not support a uniform civil code, which is the only real way to ensure that everybody has progressive liberal standards of law to abide by, to follow and believe in. I don't understand how a human rights activist like you can take a contrary position. Malavika.
So you've just said that the second time. Now I'll just tell you that this argument is not simplistic. It is because any thinking person will understand the complexity and the multi-layering of the issue involved.
You are making it complex.
It's not so simple as to say, let's have a uniform civil code. It needs to be discussed, what is that code going to be?
Okay.
And most important, how to maintain the cultural pluralism within the country.
Sure.
Today, the proponents of the uniform civil code are two. One is going to be with regard to the feminist perspective, which one cannot disagree with. Every personal law today, the women have a raw deal. And yes, women should be treated better, should be equal in all religions. That's not the case. Having said which, it's not that they are equal under Hindu law either. But
what about Muslim law, Malavika Rajkotia? As per Muslim, no, Malavika Rajkotia, you make specific references to Hindu law. Then let us be very candid. And let us not be squeamish about talking about Muslim personal law. Well, I'm very sorry. We can't be hypocritical about it. I'm saying tonight. No.
Not at all. I won't.
Malavika Rajkotia, please allow me.
I'm not
it's not a Malavika.
No, I will speak when you allow me. When you're done.
No, Malavika Rajkotia, please understand. All I'm saying is somewhere I feel today that a certain section is very squeamish when it comes to Muslim personal law, the Sharia Act, etc. Now,
no, I'm not. You tell me.
I'm not. I find it appalling. I find it appalling. And my question is to Faizur Rahmani, who's Secretary General of the Islamic Forum for the Promotion of Moderate
Thought.
No,
just a minute. I want to answer this question first.
But you're not letting me complete my point.
Since you put it to me.
You're not letting me complete my point.
You're just moving the...
I am just getting everyone into the debate. My question is, Faizur Rahmani, why should 21st century India have a law, the Muslim personal law, where a daughter's inheritance is one half of a son's? Remove it. It has no place in a progressive country.
Arnab,
it has no place in a progressive country.
That is true of Hindu girls as well. Arnab, that is true of Hindu law as well.
Faizur Rahmani, I'm talking right now Muslim personal law.
No, Arnab, you cannot make this into a Muslim bashing thing.
Do you know?
No, it's not a Muslim bashing thing, please.
Let me tell you, Mr. Arnab.
Faizur.
Do you know which community?
That's what you're doing.
No, Faizur.
Let me tell you, Mr. Arnab, the law, the Islamic law, insofar as inheritance is concerned, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Insofar as inheritance is concerned, it is just not restricted to the daughters and sons alone. The Quran also talks about parents, and the Quran gives equal rights to parents in the inheritance of the property.
Mr. Faizur, the Muslim personal law.
He knows it.
So do I a little bit, Ms. Rajkotia. The Muslim Personal Law, Sharia Application Act of 1937 says, and you may find it extremely uncomfortable, that daughter's share is equal to one half of the son's, keeping in mind that a woman is worth half a man.
No.
On the contrary, the Hindu Succession Act 1956 says, as amended by the Amended Act of 2005, gives daughters, for your information, Malavika, equal rights to ancestral wealth equal to that of one son.
You wouldn't have brought this up.
These kind of laws survive due to the
policy. No, why are you uncomfortable when I'm telling you the truth?
A wife doesn't have...
These kind of laws survive in this country due to the appeasement politics and policies. They should be ultra-virus.
I want to discuss with you.
Malavika can hold on for a minute.
One sec, Faizur, please understand. Faizur, 1 second. Faizur, 1 second.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Why should? No, 1 second. My second question, Brajesh, I'm coming to you. Brajesh, I'm coming to you. I can see your hand go up. Brajesh, I'm coming to you. I am asking tonight, Why should 21st century India have a law, the Muslim Personal Law Sharia Application Act 1937, that allows a man to have 4 wives?
Islam does not prescribe polygamy as an inherent right of a Muslim man.
No, inherent or not, we cannot have any law that endorses polygamy.
Islam, see, the provision of polygamy is rooted in Islamic history.
So, okay, let me ask you this, Faizur-ji. Why should 21st century India, why should my country have a law that considers sets the bar for marriage for men and women as low as 15 years? 15 years.
No,
how can you, sir? How can you have a law that sets the bar for marriage for men and women as low as 15 years?
Hear my voice?
Why should there be such a law?
Let us take point by point, Mr. Arnab. We first discussed inheritance law, then you moved on to polygamy. Now we are moving on to to child marriage.
Yes.
If you could discuss one topic at a time.
But they're all making the same point, that these laws don't deserve to exist in a progressive country.
No,
It's not, Arnab. It's not,
our forum,
Arnab.
which is we are for reform. See, we do not believe in child marriage. We have been telling very clearly that the present law in India, which is called the Muslim Personal Law, certainly is not in accordance with the provisions of the Quran and the authentic teachings of the Prophet.
Then remove it.
Both the teachings of the Quran and the Prophet are based on the principles of natural justice. Equity and harmony.
Faizur-ji, you see,
which violates the principles of justice and equity cannot be Islamic.
Faizur-ji, please understand. For Faizur-ji, the fact of the matter is there is a Muslim personal law and there is a discrimination against the woman and the wife. A Muslim husband need not give any ground for divorce, whereas a Muslim wife has to present ground for divorce. So under Section 2 of the Dissolution of Muslim Marriages Act. Now I find this completely unfair. And you can't use a political argument saying BJP is for Uniform Civil Code, and that's why we'll oppose it. Argue on merit, not on politics.
You knew the
Let Malavika argue on merit, not on politics.
My submission, please allow me.
No, I'm not brought in the BJP at all, Mr. Arnab. I'm telling you, most of the provisions of the Muslim personal law today in India are wrong.
Yeah, then remove it. Then remove it.
We have to reform them.
Remove it. Have one law. No, this reform thing does not work.
Polygamy is a provision of the Islamic law.
Sir, we will get into a law. Okay, Brajesh.
But which one law? Show us a draft.
See, several Islamic.
Show us a draft.
Don't obfuscate. Brajesh Kalappa.
We are asking it of Mr. Modi.
Can I?
Brajesh Kalappa. Brajesh Kalappa. Brajesh Kalappa.
My point, Mr.
Brajesh.
Just one. Yeah, Arnab. See, insofar as the Uniform Civil Code is concerned, Arnab, it's a constitution which states that the Uniform Civil Code must come into existence at some point in time. Now you just raised the
There's
issue
been a
of
long time since that time came.
The directive
was a
principle.
divorced
Please
lady.
don't treat it as a fundamental right. It's a
No,
directive
was a divorced
principle of
lady.
state policy.
No, one minute, madam. Just 1 minute. Let me make a point, madam. 1 minute, madam.
Under the same directive.
1 minute, madam. Let me make a point. You can't butt in like this.
Please show us some draft.
See, insofar as Shah Bano is concerned, Arnab, it was a matter of concern for everybody. The entire nation woke up the moment the judgment came. Because you see, you must remember that Shah Bano was a divorced lady. After a divorce, she was claiming maintenance from her husband. Then the Supreme Court of India said she is entitled to a maintenance. Now let's take a parallel, Arnab, from Shah Bano of 86 to present day, where a Hindu lady has been abandoned by her husband. That lady is moving from pillar to post. She's filing RTI application after RTI application. And she's not given a certain maintenance. She's not given a status as a woman. In fact, for the first time in 2014, her name came into the fore when Prime Minister Modi mentioned that he was married to a lady called Jashoda Ben.
No.
For the very first time in 2014.
Don't try to criticalize this issue.
Okay, one second. Satyapal Jain. Satyapal Jain. Satyapal Jain. Satyapal Jain.
We are discussing a very
Satyapal Jain.
Satyapal Jain. To Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, status of Rahul Gandhi.
Think of providing protection.
Please do not make
you're concerned about Shah Bano. Why not Jashoda Ben?
Why
Why not Jashoda Ben?
And you are
Why
always...
not Jashoda? Is she not a living person?
I think some of the panelists.
Not raise her issue.
Okay, one second.
She's totally
independent. Nobody.
Brajesh Kalappa. Brajesh Kalappa.
You're making an issue of Shabano.
Do not stoop
Why don't
so
we
low
bother
that
about
Brajesh Kalappa. Brajesh.
The issue is of the
Why don't
Uniform
we-
Civil Code.
Satyapal Jain, 1
How
minute.
does it
Just wait a
happen
minute.
here?
Just wait a minute. First of all, the Uniform Civil Code, and
No,
it'll be
it's highly
controversial what I say, but I will
think
say it
Mr.
anyway.
Thakkar should
One
apologize
second.
to
One
the
second.
nation
One
for
second.
mentioning something
Whether one
the
section
issue
likes it or
debate.
not, whether one section likes it or not, the Uniform Civil Code is not communal. It is a legislation that aims to unify and bring equality of standards of justice for all Indians.
Explain that issue.
The Uniform Civil Code, to make it political and communal, is a design of some people.
Draft legislation on record.
What draft legislation?
30 years, I have not seen a single draft.
Okay,
of a
Miss
common civil
Rajkotia, how does okay,
Once the Uniform Civil Code is concerned,
Okay.
it is the mandate of the Constitution of India.
Can-
Article 44
cannot be
stated in the
determined
Constitution.
till the government brings the draft of the
Can I please have two people on the screen at a time?
There are 3 successive judgments of the Supreme Court,
Okay.
right from Shah Bano, where the Supreme Court has dealt with this issue in detail. The Supreme Court has, in the latest judgment, has gone even to this extent that even if there are certain rights available to religious subgroups or religious communities under Article 25 and 26, they should be subject to Article 44.
You
I
see-
have got 3 judgments, Shabano case by 5 judges of the Supreme Court, then Sarta Modgil by Justice Kuldeep Singh, and now the
Now,
latest
sir, why don't you
John's
answer the case
by
of
3
Jashoda
judges
Ben,
and
sir?
the latest judgment today.
Why don't you
Brajesh
clarify
Kalappa,
the
will you
case
stop
of
going
Jashoda
on that
Ben?
issue?
Leave the Supreme Court aside.
Yes.
Why-
The
why-
all-
why-
that has no relevance.
Brajesh Kalappa,
You are
can I?
not
Why
necessarily
not?
trying
Does
to
it
fight
embarrass
Can I?
them.
Brajesh Kalappa, 1 second.
Question
Brajesh
is,
Kalappa.
there has to be a
Brajesh Kalappa, do you or do you not? 1 second, please.
Unfortunately,
Mr.
you have
Satyapal
nothing to say
Jain.
on that,
Mr.
Kalappa.
Satyapal
And
Jain,
all those
please.
people
Mr. Jain.
Therefore,
Mr. Jain.
start throwing mud.
Mr.
at
Jain,
others
Mr.
and
Jain,
your
you see, there is a
opponents so that
certain
you fight
section.
the whole issue.
Mr. Jain, one second. There is a certain section which has become very confused in this case. This section is otherwise very pro-human rights, pro-women's rights. No, Malavika, don't get provoked. I'm saying something fundamental. What you are not realizing is you've mixed up your politics with your law.
You can't decide for us.
Miss
that we are
Rajkotia,
confused.
Miss
Speak for yourself.
Miss Rajkotia, you can't mix up your politics with your law and
You
your law
don't
with
know
your
the
politics.
first principle of what is
show us a
involved.
draft. Why
Miss
don't you ask your
Rajkotia,
friends to
John
publish a draft?
John Dayal,
Let
John
us
Dayal, you
discuss
tell me.
on a draft.
Okay, John
We
Dayal.
cannot discuss on hot
John
air.
Dayal, you explain to me. You're going on about
You
a
show-
draft.
show the
Okay,
draft.
here's one question.
Show me a draft.
Okay, listen to me. John Dayal, don't be repetitive. Please listen to me. I'm asking you a very fundamental question. Explain to me, why should a Christian couple have to wait in India of 2015 why does a Christian couple have to wait 2 years to file divorce by mutual consent? Whereas if you're from any other community, you have to wait for 1 year. Please explain it to me.
Precisely.
What do you mean
That
precisely?
is
Then throw out
what
that
I
law.
am telling you. For 20 years, the Joint Women's Program has been demanding
Mr.
that
John
government
Dayal,
make these things
Mr.
go.
Mr. John
but
Dayal,
the government of the day, including Mr. Bajpayee's government, have not been listening.
Mr. John Dayal, fundamentally understand one thing. Neither
And
you nor
why are
Faizul nor
Dalit
Malavika,
Christians
you tell me
denied their fundamental right?
you prove to me today. I want Malavika Rajkotia to tell me why there should be a law that endorses polygamy.
No, I'm not going to prove like this. This is not a court
No,
of law.
why should
but
a law?
I'm willing to engage.
Are
in a
you
dialogue which
against
is
the Muslim
rational.
personal
I'm
law or
not
not?
going to- there's no
Malavika
rhetoric.
Rajkotia, are you against the Muslim personal law or not? You tell me.
No, I
But
am.
polygamy is with Hindus
Why
also.
should I be against the Muslim
polygamy
personal law?
exists
That is for the
all
Muslims
over the
to decide
country.
What do you mean
is
what
there.
for the Muslims to
It's
decide?
not my business
That
to
is
be
This
for
law
or
is
against.
against
what
women.
I am for,
How
what
can-
I am for
It's
is
not
a
that
pluralistic
that
society
is more among the
which
Muslims.
respects every community.
What do you mean pluralistic society that walks over the constitution
I'm
of this
not
country?
going to pass
Polygamy-
judgment
A
on
pluralistic,
something
how
else.
you, how,
Religion.
what, Miss
All
Miss
communities
Rajkotia,
have
Miss
polygamy,
Rajkotia, I'm telling you,
including the majority.
I'm telling you, Miss
Pluralism,
Rajkotia, Miss-
Cultural pluralism
Miss-
and identity is guaranteed
Miss
by the
Rajkotia, Rajkotia,
The Constitution is meant for the people.
Yes,
it's
and
meant for the betterment of the people.
Yes, and Brajesh Kalappa, to work against...
The Constitution is meant for the betterment of the people, Arnab.
Brajesh, you can't work against Article 14 of the Constitution.
The Constitution.
The
so long as the Constitution is working for us, so long as the Constitution is working for us, we work for the Constitution.
Mr. Raj,
so long as the people
how confused? How confused? You are talking about something. How confused you are, Brajesh? How confused you are, Brajesh?
Argument with Arnab Goswami passing judgment on everybody else's law.
No, but why are you getting provoked when I bring out the regressive parts of Muslim and Christian law before you? Why do you get so provoked, Malavika?
Could you answer my question? Why does the BJP government...
Can I have one person at a time? My question is to Malavika.
Majority to comment on the minority. It is for the minorities to introspect.
By 3 judgments by the Supreme Court.
Now I go into detail. Now I go into detail out here. Please understand.
Why does the government deny religious
John Dayal, you're making the same point. I want to debate this with Malavika Rajkotia.
But you are not answering.
But you're not making a point. I'm on specifics. You're going on repeating the same thing. Show a draft, show a draft, show a draft. You want to show a draft? You want to show a draft here in this particular case? See and go and read, John Dayal, Article 14 of the Constitution of India. It promises me equality before a court of law. You cannot indulge in and support divisiveness on the basis of religion in the eyes of the law. You cannot back differential laws for citizens on the basis of their gender. You cannot have differential laws for citizens on the basis of their gender. And Malavika Rajkotia, you cannot, you're a lawyer, you should know you cannot diminish the value of civil laws by allowing personal laws to overrule them. It's unacceptable.
Just a minute.
Just because your politics has mixed up with your law.
Acceptable for
I'm not
you
going to
over
mention
in
Prime Minister
evening,
Modi.
Arnab.
Come to me,
There
please.
is people who've been talking about it since 1956.
Yeah.
And Ms. Malavika Rajkotia, can you tell me that in 2014...
The directive principle of state policy and why it was not done then.
Can you tell me, Malavika Rajkotia, is it true or not that in 2014, since you know the law, claim to know it well, that the Supreme Court had ruled in favor of civil laws superseding personal laws of a personal religion, saying that it is a small step towards the formation of a uniform civil code? Or do you not believe in the Supreme Court of India as well? Please.
Yes. Look, you can't ask me what I believe in.
Why can't I?
I will make a fair comment even on the Supreme Court. Nobody is God for me. I will make a fair comment.
Do you want me to
anybody.
read out from the Supreme Court judgment in the Shah Bano case to prove the point?
No, please. No, Shah Bano is 85. Now let me just say,
let's read 95.
When the bill by the Congress was introduced, no, you're not. Oh, you let me finish. Give me by the clock 30 seconds. When the Shah Bano judgment was passed in 85, there was an uproar and the much criticized Muslim Protection of Women Bill came in, which was introduced by the Rajiv Gandhi government. And at that point in Parliament, Mr. NKP Salve, father of Harish Salve, had said that the reason why this bill has been necessitated has been because of the irresponsible remarks that were made in open court. And some of those remarks found their way in the judgment,
you're off the mark.
where there were disparaging comments made about the Muslims.
You're off the mark, ma'am.
Just a minute.
With respect, you're totally off the mark, Ms. Rajkotia.
Therefore,
you're totally off the mark and you're talking selectively. You know that.
The point is
no, Ms.
that the
Rajkotia.
movement towards the Uniform Civil Code. Wait, you have your way, Arnab. You should have rang me up and said, do you agree with me? I'd have come on.
I'm not.
But I don't.
Factually countering you. I'm factually countering you. And I would like to tell you, Ms. Rajkotia, that in 1995, the Supreme Court in the Sarla Mudgal versus Union of India case said that governments have come and gone and failed to make any effort towards unified personal law for all Indians. It said, and I quote, when more than 80% of the citizens have already been brought under the codified personal law. Ms. Rajkotia, you don't believe in the Supreme Court. You are only doing. You have a political position. Your position is political.
No, I don't. I have a reality. I have a realistic position.
No, let me ask Indu Malhotra. Then let me ask Indu Malhotra.
Of this country do not allow for a uniform civil code.
Then let me ask Indu Malhotra. Let me ask Indu Malhotra who's the advocate in this case for the petitioner. Indu Malhotra, in this case there was an unwed Christian woman who was not getting guardianship of your child,
Yes,
of a child, right? Of her own child, because she was not willing to declare the name of the father. Can you please tell, because Malavika Rajkotia is not understanding the human part of it despite being a human rights activist herself. Can you please share with Malavika Rajkotia and all the other panelists how important this particular observation and verdict of the Supreme Court was? And whether it's about a uniform civil code or not, it's about human rights. Can you talk about the importance of this case and highlight why it's so relevant for all Indians? Yes, please.
Yeah, this was a case where a Christian woman had a relationship with a man. She conceived through him, and 2 months later the man abandoned her. The child was born, and the putative father never surfaced ever to take care or responsibility for her. So she was compelled to move an application under the Guardian and Wards Act, which is an act of 1890. And under that, it was necessary to move an application where the parents would be notified. So we said parents would be in a case of a valid legal marriage. It should not be necessary in the case where there has been no marriage at all. And we said this should be read down to mean that the woman should get primacy, because under Hindu law, by the enactment, a woman gets primacy over an illegitimate child, and so also under Mohammedan law. Now, under this archaic law of 1890, the Christian woman had to apply under that law. So we said the putative father should not get a right because he is not a caregiver of the child at all. So the court has read down the word parents and said there must be uniformity, and this is arbitrary and discriminatory against Christian women. So all communities alike must have the right to be declared as a sole guardian, which is codified for the Hindu law, and it's also so in the Mohammedan law. And they said across the board, all communities should have a similar provision. So by their judgment, they have now declared that for Christian women also they can apply to be a sole guardian, and it's certainly, I think, a step towards a unified code, because that will lead to national integration. It's not a domination of the majority of the minorities or trampling over their rights.
No, unfortunately, and that's what John Dayal you need to understand. You've been going on saying bring a draft. You see, you remove the politics of it, a draft will be ready in one day. John Dayal, can I just make a point to you? Please understand,
No, you remove the politics of it.
Sir, you stop being stuck in the politics of it. Stop calling it communal.
I'm waiting for more than half an hour at
Yes, please. No. My point is, first stop calling. First, John Dayal. First, you and all others who are with you. You stop calling a uniform civil code communal. Something that is part of the Constitution of India cannot be communal.
I'm not calling it communal.
Then say it is not communal. No, it is not political. It is part of the Constitution of India. It's not political. It's not communal. What's political about it? It's inked in the Constitution of India in the directive principles of state policy. Tomorrow you will say Ambedkar was political. What are you talking about, John Dayal? Please be careful of what you say.
Of course Ambedkar was political. For God's sake, political is not a
So what are you going to say? You don't believe in the Constitution of India, Malavika? You don't believe in the Constitution of India? You don't believe in what the founding fathers said? So, Miss Rajkotia, please understand. Miss Rajkotia, it's not a high school debate, which is why you should be reading what Article 14 says. You choose not to look at it. And when I point it out, you say it's irrelevant, it's only
everything just at the surface.
I want to know.
For a second. The Supreme Court has said that you have the right to practice your religion just as much.
Mr. Goswami.
No, once I'll get Pandit Ajay Gautam at this point because he hasn't spoken. I would repeat here. Please understand, uniform civil code is not communal. In fact, not having a uniform civil code is a violation of Article 14 of the Constitution, whereby every Indian has equality irrespective of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth. And certain sections which have their own political agendas are trying to make it communal and political.
Uniform code is not
Pandit Ajay Gautam.
I agree with you, but
Pandit Ajay Gautam.
issue.
Uniform civil code give oxygen uniform civil code giving oxygen to dying India due to the policy and politics of the appeasements, and all rules, law and acts which made on the basis of religion, there should be ultra vires and the Muslim personal law and the application of Sharia should be abandoned, and ultra vires as soon as possible in the interest of integrity and for the betterment of Union of India, because by these kind of law they are just maintaining their vote banks. There is nothing secular. There is itself a violation of Article 1. There is itself a violation of Article 14 of the Constitution of India. And this is not the first time that the Supreme Court had this kind of decision. In the 1995 Supreme Court cited in 1995 3 SCC 635 in the matter of Sarla Mudgal and President Kalyani versus Union of India.
Right.
It said that there is nothing personal personal love with the religion and acts.
My point, John Dayal. Okay, Brajesh Kalapa, please. Sir, see, please understand. John Dayal, before I go to Brajesh Kalapa, a simple point.
Make a point,
A simple point. Brajesh, argue with me on merit tonight. No, watch it. Argue with me on merit tonight. I have given specific examples tonight of 3 things in the course of the debate. No, John Dayal, 3 specific things I've done. One, I've quoted from the Constitution. You say we don't believe in it. Second, I've quoted from Supreme Court judgments. You say we don't trust you on it.
Again answering you.
The third case I've said I've quoted from regressive parts of Muslim and Christian laws. Can you, on merit, can Brajesh Kalapa on merit argue for any one of the regressive parts of Christian and Muslim laws? And Brajesh, remember this, if there was a regressive Hindu law, would you not come out and say this must be abolished? I show you a regressive Muslim law. You are so squeamish about it. If there was a regressive Hindu law, you would say remove it. I show you a regressive Christian law, you are squeamish about it. And then when it is said to you that this is appeasement politics, you continue to deny it. See, it's fairly transparent, Brajesh.
No. I agree with you. No, I'm going to something. I'm going to say something you'll be happy with that.
Brajesh,
give me 30 seconds.
The point is, Arnab, that there must be a uniform civil code. There must be a uniform civil code. But you must remember, Arnab, that Hinduism is a 5,000-year-old religion. Islam is 1,600 years old. Christianity is more than 2,000 years old. Judaism is about 3,000 years old. Sikhism is about 400-500 years old. Every religion.
What kind of misuse people are doing with this kind of personal law and Muslim personal law?
You are trying to spread a myth.
Chief Minister.
No. You. Just a minute. You are Brajesh Kalapa.
They would do the second.
Brajesh Kalapa and Satyapal Jain. Satyapal Jain and Brajesh Kalapa. Please understand. Now your last resort, since every other argument of yours is failing, is to create this kind of phobia and fear that a uniform civil code is a Hindu code. It's not. Don't lie to the people, Brajesh.
No, I'm not saying that.
Don't lie to the people.
I'm not saying that.
You are creating this phobia and this fear. That's also political.
I'm saying that the proponents of a religion...
Which religion?
The proponents of a religion have been following that religion for 2,000 years ago. For 2,000 years.
So I am talking about law, not religion. You are mixing up law and religion. We are a secular country.
Or even 5,000.
Why are you mixing up law and religion?
Concerned 5,000 years.
Why are you mixing law and religion?
All of them, take the best of them and say, in one day I'm going to have a uniform civil code. It takes time.
One day, this is like one rank, one pension been going on for 30 years, the uniform civil code. Now it's going to be 70 years since independence. And you're saying one day, you realize today you've not been able to argue factually at any point tonight?
No.
Prove to me that the Uniform Civil Code is a communal code or a Hindu code. Prove to me.
I want to argue with you if only you would have the patience.
John Dayal, you are not making a single specific point.
I am making a point. I'm saying the Joint Union Program of the Christian community has been asking for reforms for 20 years.
It's not about reforms, Mr. Dayal. It's about one code. It's not about 20 codes being reformed in 20 ways
So
to
give us a draft.
Mr. Arnab,
Give us
that's
a draft
exactly
and
the
we will
point.
talk.
If Mr. John Dial is
You
saying
seem to have
Faizul.
a
draft is
Show us
right.
the draft.
Okay, Faizul.
Show
we
it
are
now.
debating two different.
Acha,
Faizul.
We are debating two different issues
Arnab,
here, Mr.
what would
Arnab.
a- what would
One
a
you're
uniform
talking about
civil
reforms.
draft
Of course,
contain according to
every
you?
personal law needs reforms. We are stuck to some of them. Even in the Muslim personal law, there are so many medieval provisions which have to go. But that is a different argument. Reform is
And in
different.
Hindu law.
We are talking about a uniform civil code here. If talking about a uniform civil code, let there be a draft which we can debate.
Sure,
In
then-
absence
sure,
of a
then-
draft, what are you supposed to debate?
Absolutely, then all the protagonists, including those who are on the program today, should never complain that a uniform civil code and the thought process behind it is essentially communal. Take that away.
Give us the
No,
draft.
Take that away.
I'm not even calling it
Tell the
communal.
government to give us the
I
draft.
won't
No,
take
the
that away.
draft will
Give me
tell you
a-
if it's communal.
Yes,
Take
Malavika.
that away, Arnab.
Why wouldn't you take that away, Malavika?
I'm not.
Again, you're
No,
mixing
I-
your politics with your law,
I
Malavika.
am not even calling it communal.
The point is,
It is the case of some of the
Engagement is
the
political.
proponents of the
Even you're
let
political.
me say something.
Arnab, uniform civil code is must for the
proponents of the
unity and
uniform
integrity
civil
of
Okay,
the
once
India,
everyone
for
don't
the
speak together.
betterment of religion, to avoid the appeasement and appeasement and
Mr.
polarization of the votes.
Today we are celebrating
No, Mr.
Pakistan
Arnab,
beginning
the
the process
proponents of-
and give the
can I-
Hindus
Mr. Arnab,
their
give me a
own
couple of
marriage
minutes.
law.
Give me a couple of minutes, please.
Yes,
Give me a
Faisal.
minute, please, at least. See, the proponents of the Uniform Civil Code say equitable provisions of various personal laws should be brought in and a uniform civil code should be made out of it.
Yes.
Please tell me how it can be done. For instance, even within the Hindu law itself,
One
there are
marriage
different
allowed,
forms of
either he is a
marriage.
Hindu
For
or it's a
instance-
Muslim or a Krishna. Only one marriage allowed. This said the uniform civil code. You cannot take the liberty on the ground of religion because the Sharia said like that. You cannot take the liberty. If you take the liberty, you take the liberty for the four marriages. You take the liberty for on the grounds of religion.
Okay, one
So
second.
it can be
One second.
It's against-
Just a minute.
it's against the interest of
Please
nation.
allow me
Right,
to complete my
it's
point.
not so complicated.
That's why.
It's not so complicated. All right, one second.
Polarization of vote. Uniform
Pandit Ajay Gautam, it's very simple. You ask
Pandit
someone.
Ajay Gautam, hold on, allow me to complete.
No, what's it? Faizur, it's very simple. You asked a question,
Yeah.
how are you going to bring the law, different personal laws together? I see your hand go up, Satyapal Jain, and I'll come to you, sir. Actually, my point is very simple. It's not complicated. All you need to do is say that you cannot have parts of the Muslim personal law which discriminate against women. Take them off. No polygamy.
Correct.
No one-sided divorce, no marriage at 15 years, no differential and discriminating rules of inheritance and maintenance. And even if and you must
Arnab, here,
Malavika,
Arnab,
last
I
point
want
to you. Last
I
point
want
to you.
get you on this inheritance.
Last point to you. Last
Yeah.
point to you.
Inheritance.
And you must say, Malavika, that even if sections of the Muslim community are upset.
Amongst all the communities.
Pardon me? What are you saying?
Mr.
What are you saying,
The
Malavika?
Hindus have the most complex laws of inheritance. Will
Sure.
they give up the Mitakshara joint family and the tax
No, I
breaks
mean,
and
Miss-
give them?
Okay, now here's one thing. Am I saying, Malavika, you see, Malavika, one second, Faizur, please. Malavika makes a point. Malavika, understand one thing. You are looking, unfortunately tonight, I must say I'm so disappointed.
No more, no less.
John Dayal, all of you are looking at it.
You're not getting my point, Arnab.
Malavika,
You
I'm
normally
getting
pick
your
up
point
so
more
fast.
than you
But
think.
all I am saying is, yes,
polygamy
I would
is
move
rampant
slowly to the
in
Uniform
all
Civil Code
communities,
through the
including the
Supreme
majority
Court
community.
rather than have Parliament legislate.
Now, Malavika, the point is.
That's all I'm saying.
You are
I would rather make haste slowly
You are
through the Supreme Court
You are
than have a Parliament legislation. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, no, what you.
is
Faizur,
impracticable
please.
and impractical in India.
It's not impractical. It's not impractical, Faizur. Faizur.
We would much rather
Faizur-
wait for the Supreme Court to take the steps towards the
You know
unity.
something, Faizur and Malavika.
I am
Faizur, 1 minute. Faizur.
My opposition to Ms. Malavika, just hold on a minute. My opposition to the Uniform Civil Code does not mean that I support the regressive provisions in the Muslim personal law. For instance, the triple talaq must go. I do not support child marriage.
Of course, I know that.
And I do not.
Of course.
But we are not discussing reform here. We are discussing how to bring in
Faizur, remember, Faizur,
to maintain pluralism, we need the steps to be taken
and Malavika,
on each issue by the Supreme Court.
Faizur and Malavika, Rajkotia, just 1 minute, please, and please show me a little bit of patience. At one point of time in this country, dowry was also allowed. Now it's not. At one point of time in this country, Malavika, please. At
You are still, the Act allows for custom exceptions.
Miss Malavika, you know the broader point I'm making. You know the broader point I'm making. And Miss Malavika, you know the broader point I'm making, and you're trying to take some technical cover. Sati was allowed at one point of time. It is not allowed.
No, it's
now
not
my
technical,
point is,
it's reality.
Malavika, I want Satyapal Jain to respond to you. You see, Malavika Rajkotia, please understand this. Don't get provoked by the fact that I'm saying that you mixed up your law with your politics and your politics with your law.
No, I
That's an observation of mine. Now, you may or may not agree with me. It's a democracy. I have a right to have my observation. My fundamental issue with you and some of the other panelists tonight is, and I'm freely expressing my view, stop looking at it in terms of Hindu versus Muslim or Hindu versus Christian. Just look at it in terms of what is right and what is wrong, what is black, what is white, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. You are stuck in the Hindu-Muslim paradigm.
Marvelous.
Stop looking at it in terms of a Hindu-Muslim paradigm. This country needs a uniform civil code, and it needs it now. Satyapal Jain versus Malavika Rajkotia. Satyapal Jain.
Satyapal Jain.
Please abolish an ultra-war.
Satyapal Jain. Satyapal Jain.
Of religion.
Satyapal Jain.
No,
Satyapal Jain.
I will make a fervent appeal to all the participants. What we are discussing is a very serious constitutional and legal issue which requires consideration by keeping passions cool. See, may I suggest only two things? The Constituent Assembly discussed this issue in detail, and the Constituent Assembly which framed the Constitution had people from all religious communities, subgroups, all regions, and they were people of very, very high eminence. It were they who unanimously decided to make Article 44 part of the Constitution of India, which provided for the Uniform Civil Code. Number one, the BJP and Jansan was not even formed at that time. The Jansan for the first time came into existence.
But there were the precursors were there.
Come into operation. Thereafter, please make me. Thereafter, this issue came of consideration before the Supreme Court. It was the 5 judges bench. In the judgment in 1985,
wrapping up,
I'll request you to kindly read paragraph 32. The Supreme Court, 5 judges bench said,
sir, wrapping up,
in the interest of the national integration, for the future of the country, thereafter this issue
Satyapal Jain, for want of time. For want of time, I'm wrapping up.
Possible. Neither is it possible to bring
No, I'm wrapping up for want of time, only for want of time. All I'm saying to Brajesh Kallappa also, and everyone.
All Supreme Court judgments are in favor of uniform.
All I'm saying tonight is, please.
I am saying Supreme Court should alone edge towards.
All I'm saying tonight is, okay, here's it. All I'm saying tonight is this. Understand and hear me. All I'm saying tonight is, Uniform Civil Code is not a Hindu code. Uniform Civil Code is not a communal issue. Stop making it political. Look at it with an open mind of what is right or wrong. It is relevant and necessary in this country today more than ever before. I thank you very much for joining me on debate number 2 on the News Hour tonight. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll follow.